Hey YouTube, what's going on? Last time I showed you guys how we made this. This time, I'm going to show you how we repainted this popcorn bucket to make it look pretty awesome. You can even put lights inside if you want to. Let's take a quick look.
Behold, my stuff!
So, this is how we're progressing. We popped out the eyes, which are completely translucent, so we're going to be able to put lights behind that at some point. And then we go ahead and we spray paint it with a gloss black. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Now we got to chrome it up. I like to use iron lac chrome. I did it in 2 light coats. If you do a nice gloss black under it, it gives you a really nice base of chrome without having to do any kind of molotow through an airbrush or anything like that. I know a lot of people like to use like, what is that, chrome alclad lacquer through an airbrush or whatever, but I don't get a lot of luck mixing my airbrush paint, so I'll stick with the rattles if I can for a base coat. So now I'm going to go into pearlized black. Basically, I didn't want a flat black, so pearlized black gives it a little bit more of that gunky, oily look. And anywhere there's a recess, I'm going in and I'm hitting it. It doesn't matter if I bleed into other areas, make it too heavy. I can cover that up with graphite powder or with molotow chrome later. So I'm just hitting all the recesses, especially in the mouth, especially in the side of the head there, and the eyes. Really wanted to get that eye cavity dark. But the pearl really does the job, and I like the result that I get. I did do some spatter techniques. I did do some, close and far just to get like runny oil looks and things like that. I just kind of played with it and had fun. It just creates some depth on that flat chrome. All right, now for the teeth. You can actually see I dry brush some white in there. I should say wet brush some in there first. I did a base coat of unbleached titanium. That was a little too dark, so I decided to go with parchment instead. After I did parchment, I airbrushed in some lacquer, like some leather dye. And I just sort of kind of darkened up the teeth area, but I got it all over the mouth, so then I went in with some graphite powder to clean up some of that look, and that worked really, really well.
Last stage of this is I need to put the eyeballs back in. So the first thing I do is I just take a monochrome pen and kind of go around the eye sockets. And when I'm done with that, I guess they'd be the lids. I don't even know what you'd call them because they're robot eyes. But I go ahead and I chrome that up a little bit. I dab a bunch of it on, and then I just sort of move it around with a brush is what I found worked the way I want it. Because it's already silver, I just need it to pop a little bit. And then I just sort of stick them in there. Be very, very careful not to get chrome on your fingers so that when you push the eye in, it doesn't get all over the red lens. And then they're good to have lights put in behind them. But it's actually really nice. Even from this shot, you can really see how the black is very, very subtle. It still looks like metal, but you do get a lot of that depth for it. So, not too bad. So I will speak on this that I do use a heat gun to quick dry the paints. Not entirely. I don't like bake the thing so it bubbles or anything like that. But I definitely hit it with a heat gun just so that it grabs a little quicker and it's not runny. That would suck. So I do very frequently use a heat gun to accelerate my painting process, but that's tricky and you can really wreck a paint job, particularly if you're doing skin or something smooth like chrome. You got to be careful with that because you can really ruin your paint job and then you're kind of screwed and you got to start over again and strip it all off and it makes you cry. That's when you start doing battle damage or scars, but yeah, just bear that in mind. And that is all she wrote. So the base is trashed. I got paint all over it. I don't care. I may just repaint the whole base silver and do a 3D printed Terminator logo or something later on. But for now, it's fine. So it looks like real metal. The black is subtle. It's great. Love it. Next video, I'm going to show you guys how to put a CPU chip inside it. But here it is with the Predator. Looks awesome.
Okay, and that is how you paint it. We tried a couple things that did not work. I cannot get monochrome to go through the damn airbrush, and I don't know why. Everybody else seems to. I got to figure that out at some point. But overall, that's how you make it. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. It's very chromy, and if you can't build it, buy it. If you can't buy it, build it. You do both. Pure gold.